for that. We are celebrating Nightmare on Elm Street all weekend long. Tonight in the outdoor film screenings with the show, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, followed by Nightmare 3, The Dream Warriors. And right now, this is really incredibly special. You guys got to be excited about this, right? It's the big Nightmare on Elm Street, the original film reunion. And they're all going to be up here on stage, and we're going to do a Q&A, and I'm going to be running around in the audience if you guys have questions. But without further ado, let's bring the cast of Nightmare on Elm Street up here. We got Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Amanda Wish, John Saxon, Ronnie Blakely, Jesus Garcia, also known as Nick Corey. Oh, he's not, he's coming. And Charles Fleischer, everybody. We're waiting on Jesus, but he'll be here in a second. Nick Corey. There, here he comes, everybody. If you're coming from the back, give him a hand. He was the first one here, too, by the way. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hey, is this the first? You should have a mic. Oh, yeah. You got mics. Okay, cool. Are they off? Okay, good. Is this the first time that you guys have been in a room together in how many years? What would this be?
25.
Well, I think all of us, but I run into John and Heather, Amanda, and even recently Ronnie. But I haven't seen Charlie in a while, except in the movies. Except in Zodiac, where he scared the bejesus out of me.
How often do you guys get to go to these to the conventions? I know that Robert, you do a bunch of them, and Heather, you've done a few. You guys enjoy it? Going out and doing these?
Yeah, I kind of pick them by the city now. You know, if it's a city I want to visit. Chicago, yeah. New York, yeah. Because it's just fun to go there. And
was it 2 years ago in Sheridan?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, we were all in right at the border of New Jersey, Philadelphia.
How is the, I know that each one of you guys has been affected by the original Nightmare in so many different ways. I just want to go down the line, and then I'm going to run out, and these guys are the important people, not me. I'm a jackass. We'll go out here and we'll get the questions from the audience, but I'd like to go down the line and find out, how this movie affected you in your life. Now, Robert, obviously you've become an icon.
But what's great for the happy accident for me, and John, I know knows this as well, is you can have a movie that clicks overseas. And I've said this before, but horror movies, like action movies, and The Dragon, it's international. And so it gives you an overseas audience. So I was also doing a science fiction television show simultaneously with when Nightmare on Elm Street originally opened. So I kind of had this just happy accident to my career where I had a science fiction and a horror genre hit at the same time, which were both internationally successful. So what it did for me, what Freddie did for me, is open the doors to working in Europe and being accepted over there. And I've done, I guess, 9 movies now in Europe. And that's just a great adventure for my wife and I to go work over there. I go to direct a film in November in Italy, so it's just been great, yeah.
Outstanding. Amanda, what about you? How has this movie affected your life?
Tina,
Well, the same year I did Nightmare, I did Better Off Dead and Silverado, and it was so amazing, and it could never be replicated for me that I got to be a part of such iconic, pop culture hits, and it just has given me a legacy that I'm really proud of, and obviously opened doors for me to keep working as an actor, because that's what I love to do.
For me, as I had her before Kevin Costner.
That's right.
For me, I feel like because I was part of such an important movie to the culture of our world and our country, for sure, that I kind of feel like I could do nothing ever again, and I would be very happy and satisfied with my career as an actor. And I think that's made me feel really satisfied. And I know there's a lot of actors out there who are constantly kind of chasing a dream and chasing maybe an illusory kind of sense of accomplishment. But when I was 19, 20 years old, I felt like I had kind of done the most anybody could ever do, so I feel really lucky in that.
John?
I had a kind of a anticipation of a number of films, about 3, that I thought would be successes. One was Enter the Dragon.
Yes.
Another was a horror film, Black Christmas. And the third that I anticipated was going to be a success was Nightmare on Elm Street. But I never thought that all of them were going to be as great a success that 30, 40 years later, people are still talking about them, remembering them, and the reason why we're here. So I'm very, very, I don't know, actually really touched when I see somebody or hear somebody come and say, I saw this when I was 6 or 5. No, I'm serious, I really do. So I'm very pleased to be here.
Ronnie?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm just thrilled that, for one thing, that we're all together like this, because it's so much fun, and to see everybody, to see Heather, and to see Robert, and to see John, and Amanda, whom I've never really known, and to see Charlie, and Nick Jesu, Jesu Nick, and, you know, to think that, like John said, he thought it would be a hit. I remember taking my mother to Palm Springs because I had never done a movie like this. But I gave her the script to read and I said, Mom, you know, I'm going to do this movie because I think it's going to be a hit. And so she remembers that. She reminds me of that. And it's not that common that we actually read a script where we say we think it's going to be a hit and then we get offered it. So, you know, I was very, very pleased when I was offered it, and I was glad to do it, and it was an honor to work with all these fine actors. How about Heather on her first performance? How about that?
Yeah, it was my first movie.
How about that? Funky guys in this movie, Johnny Depp. Some great actors, great performance. It was just an incredible script that Wes wrote. And, you know, who knew, who could have possibly dreamt that we'd be sitting here and having, you know, conventions and be all together like this. So I think it's wonderful.
Charles?
Dans les cinémas, puis je montais de l'anglais.
He's saying thank you for this.
In English, I'm sorry, because de semaine en 10 I forget the language.
But I like this movie because it was in color. They had good food on the set and all the other stuff, just like a bonus. Plus, I had Johnny Depp's home number, and that's good.
And on a more serious note, I believe that Wes Craven tapped into an archetype that is universal and was able to put that into an incredible form that we are all privileged to participate in, and you are all privileged to be in the receiver of that participation. So to participate and receive in the same way. That's like NFL twice, which is NFL.
Thank you, Charles. And Jason, Nick, what was it like for you? Then we'll do the Q&A.
I was very happy. I'm completely shocked and overwhelmed. I've never done one of these, and I had no idea how many people